O Hecate, Queen of Shadows, guide us through the depths below. Through the darkness your light bestows protection in the night's deep glow. Chthonic forces lead our way. Guard us through the hidden night. With your shield, keep harm at bay. Protective goddess, shining bright. Hi, welcome to Cuppa and Cards. Today we are talking about the energy suite of the Crossroads Oracle. I'm going to cover 2 cards today, and then we'll have one more episode with the final 2 cards of the suit. I don't know why I want to say suite. I did that in the other video as well, on the mysteries one where we were covering it. So I don't know. In any event, grab your tea, rooibos for me. I am definitely hitting it today. And we'll get started. Okay. So today we are talking about the 2 cards. We'll start with this one. This is the Chthonic and the protective energies of the Crossroads Oracle. This card, the Chthonic Energy card, it represents the underworld, depths, and transformations. It is the dark, mysterious edge of the underworld. It embodies the power found in the depths of the earth and the hidden aspects of existence. The energy encourages the seeker to explore the unknown and embrace the transformative power of chthonic forces. When we think about the contemporary spiritual practices, this card serves as a reminder of delving into one's subconscious, right? So it's not just talking about below the earth. It's not just talking about a hole in the ground, right? We can also look at this from another perspective, right? We can look at it from this metaphysical point, right? Transformation, rebirth, the cycle of life, and death. Its connection is going to be transformative, encouraging individuals to confront and integrate their shadow aspects and leading to some internal growth. So when you think about this card, you're going to think about it. Is this the death card? Maybe, right? Maybe it could be related to death. It's also related to the depths. So right, not just death, but the depths of your soul. It's related to that mysterious side, that darker side, the side that maybe you're not that oftenly connected with. So it reminds us that transformation comes from within, right? It's that deep thing inside of us that causes us to transform. It's these hidden depths that offer profound change and occur, allowing us to weed past those things that are gone, those things that we don't need to hold on to anymore, and renew. Of course, Hecate is connected to this in her chthonic deity being. She is the queen of the underworld, right? So we know that her dominion over this liminal space, she is the guardian of boundaries, both physical and spiritual. And her role as a guide through these transitional spaces underscores her association with the transformative power inherent to these chthonic realms. Her connection to the underworld, I mean, if we just look at literature, and I know I bring it up every time, but it's such a well-known myth, and that's the myth, the abduction of Persephone, right? Because we know that she came out and, she was assisting Demeter to find her daughter. She used her torches to go through the darkness. She was there for her. She escorted her back and forth and does in her liminal role, that role of moving spirits and moving people from the darkness to the light. This card encourages us to dive into our shadow selves, right? Think about who your shadow self is. Who are you? Who do you want to be? And how do you get there? This energy, the energy of this card is transformation. It comes from understanding the unknown. It teaches us that darkness holds the wisdom and the potential for rebirth. So it's not, when you go to, it's not the end, right? It's not the end. When you are at a point where you believe you're at the end, then you look past that, work towards something new, work towards the sun. We talked about the solar energy card earlier in the series. So I'm going to hold this card up for you again. That is the whoop, let me tilt it a little bit so the glare will get off of it. That is the Chthonic Energy card. And now we are going to go to our next card for today. And this is a short series. The way the cards are numbered, I ended up with having 4 was too many, 3 would be too much, and then there would just be 1 left. So I just divided it up into 2. So this is the next card. It is the Protective Energy card. And when we think about the keywords for this, it's shielding, defense, and guarding, right? The Protective Energy card symbolizes the force that shields us. It guards us from harm. It represents the energy to use to create barriers to protect oneself from negative influences. It encourages the seeker to be mindful of their boundaries and to invoke protective energies when they need to ensure safety and peace. So when we pull this card, and we're pulling this for, our client, we know that this means that this particular person is in need of protection. They're in need of something is going on in their world, something's going on in their life where they need this protective force around them. They need shielding, they need guarding, they need a defensive perimeter put up around them. This is when you might recommend, salt, or if you don't want to use salt, you might recommend any type of purifying herb. You want to just mind your P's and Q's and make sure that you're being mindful when you're using these different things. Make sure they're part of your tradition, that you're paying respect to where you're getting them from. If you're taking something from the nature, from the world, you want to leave something back. Make sure that you're respecting that give and take of the universe. But there could be cedar smoke or pine smoke, or you could use, we already mentioned salt. You could also use mirrors. Mirrors are a great way to create mirror wards. I mean, these are wonderful. You can have those up all the time to kind of help reflect back those things that are sent to you. I think mirror wards are fabulous because no matter what's coming to you, you're sending the same thing back. So if someone's doing you harm, you're sending that harm right back to them. But on the same thread, if someone's blessing you, if someone's sending you something positive, you're sending that positivity right back. So that's just some simple ways that you could put around your house. Another thing that you could do too is with plants. If you put up things like hawthorn or briar or blackberry or anything with a thorn on it, those are kind of protective energies. Those are plants that will create a protective boundary around your house. Those are freebies, by the way. I hadn't planned on talking about those. So when we look at this card, let's see. We're talking about how do we protect ourselves, right? How do we protect ourselves in this world? We can protect ourselves physically, right? And that's going to be by withdrawing from a public life, or by learning self-defense or putting up physical boundaries, a fence, a door lock, that kind of thing. Or spiritual, we talked about magic and meditation and affirmations, right? And affirmation is another way of defending yourself, because you're protecting yourself with these words, and you're repeating these words to set up this boundary around yourself. So I'm going to hold that card up while I go through this next part. So various cultures have different ways of protecting themselves with symbols, such as the hamsa, the evil eye, the triqueta. All of these are things that are used to ward off evil, or to put a protective barrier around it. I mean, you can see these as talismans. I mean, one would say that this is a protective symbol, right? So this is a key, right? And for me, it's representative of Hecate, right? Now, not everyone, in the mundane world would know that, but that's going to be my protective symbol. And then you've got other ways of putting up things. You could use sound, right? You could tap a gong. You can use incense, right, as a way to set up that protective boundary around yourself. Affirmations or power words are another great way. Words that carry specific meaning to you. Or you could say, like, just repeat over and over, calm, calm, calm. You could do this with a mala. If you wanted to, instead of reciting some sort of prayer or anything, you could certainly just use the mala to repeat certain words. I'm trying to find my little crystals. I don't have my crystals on this table. But crystals are another wonderful way for helping empower yourself with any type of protective energy, like black tourmaline, for example. Clear quartz is as an amplifier, so you could certainly use that as well. Hecate is often invoked as a protector, right? When we think about this protective energy, she's often called upon to be a shield or to create an emotional or a spiritual safeguard around people. Her role is well documented. I mean, there are several references in Hesed's Theogony. She's referred to, she's honored by Zeus, who granted her dominion over the heavens and the earth. Respect, showing that she's protecting these areas. These are her areas. And then of course she fought alongside the Olympian gods, and used her torches to fight. So she was there protecting and trying to establish the divine order. Hecate is venerated as a guardian of the cities. In small temples were set up at temple gates around the city gates to emphasize her role as safeguarding the inhabitants. She's depicted as a guardian of the marginalized, often protecting those who are vulnerable or overlooked by society, women and children particularly. So she's also a guardian of the restless dead, guarding and caring for the spirits who haven't found their final resting place, which then is also another form of that protective energy. So when we think about the protective energy, right, it's asking us to find ways to protect our space, whether it be through, icons, sound, incense, amulets, tokens, whatever we use, the power of the word, whatever we use, we are setting up boundaries. And this card reminds us to honor and invoke these protective forces that are available to us. So that is the 2 cards for today. I'm going to hold those up for you again. Right? We have the protective energy and we have the chthonic energy. So I hope you've enjoyed our chat for today. Our next episode will include the final 2 cards. That's going to be creative and spiritual energy. I hope this series has been helpful for you. I hope it helps you understand the Crossroads Oracle, how to use it in readings. We will continue this series. Once I'm completed with the energy set, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the next set of cards, or the next suit. Again, if you have any questions or comments, certainly leave them in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Have a glorious day, and I'll speak to you soon.